Hello and welcome to CNN Business Traveller. I'm Richard Quest, this month reporting from the lobbies of London. Hotel lobbies are the gateway to our homes away from home. When life is spent on the road, nights are spent in hotels. These are the places where we eat, where we rest, where we work and where we meet. This month on CNN Business Traveller, we're all about getting a good night's sleep. Coming up, hotel legend Bill Marriott stands down, the Hollywood star Richard Gere steps up, and the ongoing battle for free Wi-Fi. The beating heart of our home away from home is the lobby. Today's hotel lobby has to serve many functions. It's an evolving concept, one that is quite difficult to get right.
It's an unusual balancing act, form and function in perfect equilibrium, to give guests exactly what they want, a speedy check-in and Wi-Fi connection, and to feel like they're not in a cookie-cutter part of town.
For instance, the Cumberland Hotel here in central London with its vast lobby uses the space to display art and hold exhibitions. The hotel says that it wants to entertain and inspire customers.
You don't need bright neon lights and odd-looking statues to make an impact. You can do the same thing in the classic way. The promenade at the Dorchester has colour and theatre. With the stage set, the hotel has more than 20 members of staff dedicated to the lobby. Can it be a bit intimidating, all these people waiting for you when you get out of the car?
No, not at all. That's not the way we see it. We see it as, coming back home, and then, as soon as you come into the Dorchester, then we are here. Mrs. Durgahee, I hope to see you soon. Let me take you to the door.
This is the lobby of the Andaz Hotel, part of the Hyatt Group. They've taken out the concierge desk and the reception desk and replaced them with a team of hosts to meet and greet guests and whisk them away up to their rooms whilst they check them in. Arno is the general manager of the hotel.
Thank you, welcome.
Thank you. Why were the desks removed in the first place?
Well, we are trying to really provide an authentic hospitality to our guests, and we felt that by removing all the barriers, the reception desk is a barrier, we were able to create this natural and personal engagement between the guests and the employees. And this is the essential part of the hospitality.
Perfect. Well, welcome to Andaz. This is your first time with us?
Yes.
The Andaz Hotel introduced the concept of a high-tech lobby with roaming concierges when it opened in 2007.
Hang on, Ayesha, not so fast. It's not only the modern hotels that are breaking down barriers. The classic hotels, too, are introducing some new tricks. The Savoy Hotel reopened after a 3-year restoration. Out went the long reception desk and the champagne bar, and in came sofas and comfy chairs. The general manager makes no apology for the fact in this hotel there's no teacups in the lobby.
We've got so much beautiful lounge area here and so many other food and beverage areas around the hotel where guests can enjoy. Why clutter it up in the front hall?
This is the W Hotel in London. Very strange floral arrangement. Whether budget, boutique or luxury, fundamentally, all lobbies have to serve the purpose of checking in, paying bills and checking out. Thereafter, it's all change. There she is.
Richard, come sit down, put your feet up.
Oh,
This is the modern lobby. It's become a social space where people greet, meet and eat, even for the likes of you.
you have a point. There are major changes taking place in the hotel industry, as I heard from the chief executive of Starwood Hotels, which owns the W.
We took the lobby, which was essentially empty space, and we turned it into a cyber cafe. Because we know that people today want to work on their BlackBerry, they want to have a cup of coffee, they might want to have a meeting, they'll order a drink, they'll connect with home, and you can do all of those things in that environment. And that's very much a today phenomenon. People are looking for something different. They're looking for something that defines themselves. Consumers are increasingly global. So we're looking at an audience that doesn't just travel to 100 countries, but travels from 100 countries.
To appeal to all these sectors of the market, the hotel giants have multiple brands at every price point and style.
People used to segment by price, good, better, best, or by stars. And increasingly, it's not just about the price point, it's about what kind of experience you want to have.
One changing experience is the use of technology and how guests interact with this digital revolution.
So we're about to launch an app that once you arrive, speaks to you as though you are in the city. With what technology is enabled today, we can do that around the world. So we see you at the airport, would you need a ride, or you'll probably be here in about a half hour, your room is ready. And that kind of connection, that kind of dialogue takes this very old idea, which is hospitality is about the dialogue and recognition, and makes it something that can be personalized on a global basis.
You've got to go one stage further, though. You have got to execute that, not just pay lip service to it.
That is both the challenge and the huge opportunity, because if we can do that, then no matter where you go in the world, you'll want to stay with us.
Coming up, the man whose name means hotels.
Many years ago when I was a young lad.
Bill Marriott is stepping down. Welcome back to CNN Business Traveller. I have crossed the Atlantic and I'm now outside Washington, D.C. 55 years ago, right here, would have been the lobby of the very first Marriott Hotel. What started right here is now a chain of more than 3,000 hotels worldwide. And right at the top of Marriott, today, it's all change.
Happy birthday to you.
Today is Bill Marriott's 80th birthday. He's been in the hospitality business for 55 years and is now stepping down as the chief executive of Marriott, handing over the mantle to the chief operating officer, Arne Sorensen.
I have said for years to friends, pity the person who tries to follow Bill Marriott. He's an icon of the industry. He's an enormous teacher and mentor to me, as he is to so many across the industry.
I met Bill Marriott at the company's headquarters, where he reflected on a lifetime's work and those who've been along for the ride.
What did you say when I told you I was going to become executive chairman and this got too big and too complex for me?
I said, you created it. It's all your fault.
The Marriott story begins in 1927, when the American entrepreneur J.W. Marriott opened his root beer stand in Washington, D.C. 3 decades later, he opened his first hotel.
Here's my dad and mom.
Right.
The first hotel. We built the biggest motor hotel in the world. And when he opened it, it didn't do very well. I just joined the company out of the Navy. I'd been in the company 6 months. I said, why don't you let me take a hand at running this thing? He said, you don't know anything about the hotel business. I said, well, that's right, I don't, but neither does anybody else around here. So I can't do any worse than we're doing. So we got the second hotel open in Washington, and the third hotel opened later. And all of a sudden, I figured out we'd make more money in the hotel business than we ever would in the restaurant business.
What's the one thing that has surprised you most?
The fact that we could grow from one hotel to 3,700 hotels, that really shocked me. I thought, you know, it took us 7 years to build 5 hotels. And I thought, well, maybe we'll get to 10 or 15.
And at what point did you look over your shoulder and think, whoa, well, where did that lot come from?
Every day.
The rapid growth was achieved with a formula that has come to define today's hotel industry. Many brands, all under one umbrella.
1981, we had a lot of big box hotels, big city hotels. Somebody said, you know, we're going to run out of great locations where we can build these big hotels. We got to do something to grow the company. And let's go and build a hotel for the businessman. We did $1 million worth of research. We asked our customers, what do you want in a hotel? They said a better room at a lower price. I said to our people, are you kidding me? You mean we spent $1 million to find out people want a better room at a lower price? So we built one. We built a 150-room courtyard in downtown and in the suburbs of Atlanta.
And then on it goes from the courtyard, to the Fairfield, to and then you add in Ritz-Carlton.
That's right. Yeah. We have 18 different brands.
Too many?
No, we keep adding. We just added AC hotels in Europe. If we find another niche for a brand, we'll develop another brand.
The job of creating that next brand falls on the company's new CEO, Arne Sorensen. His task is to keep the Marriott giant moving with the times.
What we see as the future of the core Marriott full-service hotel is a place that obviously provides a great night's sleep, it provides a comfortable room, but it also provides public space which can welcome people and which can invite them to re-inhabit the lobby. Customers are saying it's no longer enough for me to have a great night's sleep in a big room and in a clean room. I want my senses excited in some way.
Exciting the senses in that way demands a new brand and a controversial move for Marriott, partnering with Ian Schrager, the celebrated arbiter of cool, credited with inventing the boutique hotel concept. The Paramount, the Mondrian, the Sanderson, the Hudson, the Gramercy Park, and now, in this unlikely partnership with Marriott, comes Edition.
The idea is to kind of rethink the hotel business and doing the same thing I did 25 years ago when we invented the boutique hotel.
That's the point. 25 years ago, you invented the boutique hotel. It's been done. So what are you going to add to it this time?
This is not a boutique hotel as such. That was a different animal that we created. But the whole idea of doing a hotel, it's supposed to manifest popular culture and who we are today in the same way people do with cars and technology and movies and theater and music. It's the same kind of thing. It's popular culture updated.
Okay, so what do we now want today?
We want something very unassuming and very comfortable. We're not looking for design on steroids. We're looking for good old-fashioned, good taste and good style and great service at a reasonable value.
Together, Schrager and Marriott hope to achieve what has so far eluded the big hotel companies, with the exception of Starwood's W, the lifestyle of boutique, without compromising the good night's sleep.
What's happened in this space broadly is that the folks who are delivering this lifestyle experience are not also delivering great customer service. Even Ian would say the great hotels that he started in the early 80s and continued into the 90s offered a wonderful design and a wonderful nightlife, but a lousy night's sleep.
The message echoes clearly from both camps. No more style over substance. Out with design on steroids. In with style and comfort. So, as I've asked you before, will you have a chair that's comfortable that I can sit in?
Oh, good point. Good question.
Because you know me and my chair.
No three-legged chairs.
No three-legged chairs.
No tricks.
No tricks.
That
a chair I can sit in.
And comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
Working. You can work in it.
And a desk.
You can read in it and in good lighting. Those are the things that
have you grown up?
Different. I think I've grown up.
The brand launched last year with hopes to grow the concept quickly into a chain of dozens of locations. Ian, you've sold out a chain. Marriott, you would have walked over hot coals rather than done a deal with a chain.
I would have walked over hot coals rather than to sell out. But what Marriott offers me was something that I couldn't really do before. So to me, it's the opposite of selling out. It's like, hey, let's come up with this great idea and let's keep it to ourselves and the family and do it.
Coming up after the break, a good night's sleep with a Hollywood star, Richard Gere, and his bed and breakfast. Welcome back to CNN Business Traveller. Another night, another hotel lobby. A general manager once told me, if you don't get a good night's sleep, then we have failed. It is the starting point of hospitality. Here at Premier Inns in London, they're prepared to go further with their good night guarantee. The policy here is simple. If you don't get a good night's sleep, you don't pay for the room. Whether it be unwelcome noise, smells, light, unsatisfactory bed, or even your own insomnia. The hotel says it's worth the cost to them. It keeps the staff on their toes and alerts them to any early problems.
A good night's sleep is exactly what it says. It's no quibbles, it's a good night's sleep.
Is it worth losing that $6 million worth of revenue a year?
It absolutely is. So that $6 million is a drop in the ocean compared to the $1 billion of revenue that we take on an annual basis.
What if I have got indigestion and I don't get a good night's sleep?
If you came down and talked to our team members, they'd probably give you some advice about when to eat in the evening, but under the terms of our guarantee, we should still give you your money back.
The good night guarantee keeps the guests happy, and after all, that's what hospitality is all about. Except for some reason when it comes to Wi-Fi.
It's an outdated and often silent charge that you only get wind of when you're up in your room. Some hotels, after paying them for a bed for the night, also expect us to pay for Wi-Fi, especially if it's a work trip. It's enough to make you faint or feel hot under the collar.
Telephone income was a big part of, I don't want to say cheating, but overcharging the customer. Everybody wants to make money, but I think you should make it in a reasonable way. And this with the internet, I don't think is a good idea to charge. That's like the air you breathe or the water you turn on that has to come for free.
The Residor Hotel Group owns Radisson Blu and has offered free Wi-Fi since 1995. Ritter says even though the revenue from Wi-Fi could fill the international phone charge void, he isn't tempted.
If I use the 60% usage we have over the chain, or a median figure that travelers still pay, we would have roughly $10 million more income a year.
The frustration doesn't end there due to so much inconsistency. Some hotels charge per device. Chain hotels offer free Wi-Fi at their budget brands, but charge for their luxury ones. Others offer it for free only to loyalty members. Hotels charge as much or as little as they like. At the Ritz in London, it's a whopping $41 a day, whereas at the Savoy, it's just $15.
Where you have to pay for it as an amenity, there they guarantee you the speed and the reliability and the security. And it's becoming a very expensive proposition for the hotel to maintain these services, so it makes sense that they have to charge for it.
German Otter says it costs roughly $375 a month to pay for the Wi-Fi per property, which is why not all luxury hotels charge for it, like the One Aldwych in central London.
And the Wi-Fi is free throughout the hotel, even in the lifts.
So when budget and luxury hotels are offering it for free, along with bars and cafes, it's hard not to raise an eyebrow at hotels that don't.
The very purpose of the investment and the charges are to balance each other. We've had to make investments in areas that were never invested in before, meeting space, lobby. We are spending at minimum $250,000 US per year in all of our properties to bring them up to current specifications.
Paying the bills may be difficult, but so is keeping customers happy. With social media and websites like Hotel Chatter, it's becoming clear guests' changing standards can't be ignored.
Ayesha Durgahee in the world of Wi-Fi. When we travel, our needs are many. It might be a floral arrangement in a grand hotel like the Ritz here in London. Or perhaps we want something more boutique. 40 miles outside the bustle of New York City is the calm and peace of the Bedford Post Inn. Here, the actor Richard Gere and his wife Carrie Lowell, almost by accident, found they owned a hotel. We've all had this goal, ambition, dream, whatever you want to call it, that we'd start a B&B someday.
I never had one. Never. I still don't.
It's an English thing, maybe.
Actually, it is English.
No, you.
All right. I've had this goal. But most of us
kind of a faulty towers. Is that it? Faulty towers dream everyone has.
I just can't see you as John Cleese. So why did you do it?
It was a beautiful old building, and it was just heartbreaking to see this thing fall apart.
You admitted you didn't know what you were doing.
It's like childbirth. You don't know until you know, but you don't really know until it happens.
No, but we had traveled enough, and we had stayed in enough beautiful places and hotels that we know what we like. We just did it by what we like.
What was your idea in here?
Just to make it sort of like somebody's...
Basically, sex. Every choice that was made was about sex.
No, it was about making it like somebody's living room.
We need to do the test. Oh. 2 showers.
Yes.
2 showers. What do you suggest?
Sex. It's back to the sex. It's back to the sex. Yes.
They're obsessed. She's obsessed. Are you a meddler?
Me, no, absolutely not.
Not a meddler, more of a control freak.
Which one?
She said no in the beginning. She said
absolutely not. It was crazy. It was a crazy thought, and to take it all on. And then, as I recall, Richard had to go off and shoot 3 movies.
Oh,
I think Hachiko was one of them.
This is coming up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now.
You know,
I'm going to keep walking now.
So
I had to pay for this.
So just leave him alone. So he basically abandoned you.
He basically abandoned me.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much.
How much is the Gere factor a factor in its success?
Yeah, well, I think clearly the fact that we were doing this gave it some focus and notoriety.
You're not guaranteed to see Richard when you come to the site, to the property.
No, guaranteed I will be here. I will be picking up your bags from the car to your room.
No. The most challenging part has been finding really strong employees. It's about the people. It's about the people that like to serve other people. It's a gift.
When does the Bedford Post west or north?
This is it. Read my lips. No more taxes.
I would say never say
It
never.
won't happen.
You never know.
It won't happen.
You never know.
And that's CNN Business Traveller for this month. I'm Richard Quest, just outside New York City. Wherever your travels may take you, I hope it's profitable. And I'll see you next month.